If you actually want practical, tangible, step-by-step tools that you can literally print and follow, you keep watching and watch all my videos, because all of my videos are systematically that. If you're a busy professional, and I mean busy, you're hectic, you're frustrated, you're stressed, your life isn't yours anymore, you're in the right place. I'm a high school principal. I don't know that there's anybody who knows that better than me. That's me. And you're in the right place, because this video and all my videos will always give you practical, actual, tangible, physical tools that you can download and physically use today in order to help your situation. Now, I feel that I was guided in order to be in a position to write this system, which I have physically written. I have physically written this toolkit, which is I Want to Quit Toolkit. And it is completely full of everything that you need to physically print out and make a plan to get out of the situation that you're in. And I'll go through the steps now with you, and I'll show you some of the things in the toolkit. So basically there is a 6-step plan. And first of all, we start with why. Why do you feel how you feel? And you keep using the 5 whys until you get to the very bottom of the reason as to what specifically you're trying to change. Step 2, you actually, and I'm sorry, there is no way around this, and I avoided this for like 9 months. You have to understand and unpack your budget and all your expenses. I'm sorry. I like, my heart breaks for you. I know what it's like. I've literally been doing it myself. Yes, you have to get into all your expenses and the budget, but there is a really good reason as to why, because step 3, the third layer is so important. You are actually going to come up with 3 separate layered goals. You will define an acceptable goal. That means the amount of money that will be restrictive, tight, but you could manage and it would be acceptable to you. Then the next one is a comfortable goal. How much money you would be more comfortable having. There'd still be restrictions, but you would have a bit more of a comfortable lifestyle. And then the next layer of goal is actually your ideal. What would you ideally like? And I'm not talking pie in the sky crazy, whoa, but I'm just talking ideal, like that would be awesome. That would be great. Like I could really handle that. You can manifest after that if you wish, but we're not talking about manifestation. We're not talking about dreaming things up. We're being practical here. So once you have actually done those and you have figured out what expenses that you could remove and so on in order to have an acceptable income, a comfortable income, and then a actual ideal income, then you work your way down. So the next step on there is how much would you need in savings to feel like you could actually get out and do something else. So how much would you need in savings at the minimum, like the acceptable level that you could actually go and do that, and how long will it take you to save it? Realistically. Then, same with the comfortable. For you to be more comfortable, how much would you need in savings? And then what date by which you could save it. Now, you're about to click off this video, and I know that you are. Don't, because I have basically said the B word, which is the budget word, and I'm sorry. If you think there is a way you can do this without looking at your budget, I'm sorry. There just isn't. And you might click off now, and good luck to you. Please, well, I'll welcome you when you come back. But you have to know where you're at with your budget. Otherwise, you are constantly stabbing in the dark, wishing that there was a solution, but you have to unpack it to find a solution. So the next thing is ideal. What would be your ideal? How much would you ideally like to have saved in order to quit your job? And then how long will it take you to save it? What would be the date by which that you could save it? Then the next steps for each of them, and I would start at the ideal one here. What feelings do you want to have? How do you want to feel in your ideal world, earning your ideal income? Now, this isn't so that you can write parameters so you can manifest it. This is so that you can write parameters to know what you will accept. How do you want to feel? You probably know how you don't want to feel now, and there's a section in that work booklet for that. But at the moment, you're writing down, how do you want to feel? Do you want to feel free? Do you want to feel fulfilled? Do you want to feel comfortable? Just your feelings, not what you want to do, just how do you want to feel? Then for comfortable, what would you accept your feelings being that are still good, that you still want to achieve and be comfortable? And then what positive feelings would you accept in the acceptable layer? In the acceptable layer. How do you accept that you want to feel, which is better than you're feeling now? Then the next bit underneath that is this one here, which is literally, what feelings do you not accept? And my recommendation is all of those boxes should be exactly the same. You don't want to feel stressed. You don't want to feel tense. You don't want to feel hectic. You don't want to feel run off your feet. You don't want to feel exhausted every day. You write it all down here. What don't you want to feel? And these are non-negotiables, like non-negotiables. You are not going to be feeling those feelings. This is your decision. This is what's going here. If you don't want to feel like you have to boss people around so that you're in charge of people, you write that in here. I don't want to feel like I'm the boss. I don't want to feel like people have to do what I say. Write that in there. Okay, it's not what you're doing, it's how you don't want to feel anymore and what you now refuse to feel. And then the very last thing is, how many hours a week would you accept earning this income? Like, it's not ideal, but you would accept. How many, that is better than you're doing now. How many hours a week would you accept working in order to make your acceptable income? Then how many hours a week would be more comfortable for you in order to make your comfortable income? And then how many hours a week would be your ideal? So there is actually an example in the toolkit here. So goal, income, and then savings, the date by which those savings could happen by, then the feelings that we want to have, the feelings we absolutely refuse to have, and then how many hours a week prepared to work in order for acceptable goal, comfortable, or ideal. Once you have done that, you've actually laid the foundation of your quit plan. And this, as I said, this isn't one of those gaslighting videos that actually gives you a step-by-step sort of like pie in the sky thing. This is practical. You print it, you fill it out, and then you have a date set and you put it on your fridge. Step 4 is you go through the system that is in here that actually walks you through how to find your purpose. It's very straightforward. It does take a little bit of time, but it's all in here and you just follow the bouncing ball and do what it says to do. And there is no way you can't know your purpose after that. There is no way that you won't have direction. There is no way that you won't know what makes you tick and what makes you happy. Step 5 uses this template, which is the best worst case scenario. And what that means is you brainstorm all of the ideas that you have in your mind about how you could earn the acceptable income, just the acceptable income, and still have the same parameters of what you want to feel and very unlikely to feel the things that you don't want to feel, as well as the hours of the week you want to work. It's actually quite simple. Once you have actually created that, then you have a plan. And you actually also magically have a date, and this is what you'll be filling out. You will be filling out this practical form using the tools, but this is the actual form. Yep, I call it Q day, quit day, because your quit day is the date by which you have an acceptable amount of savings. That's your date. And by then you will have already determined what it is that you're going to be doing, because you've already come up with a plan of what you will accept doing that is a surefire way of making money, which is paid for service, a surefire way of making that amount of money, And that is what you write on this sheet. This literally goes on your fridge. You know the date because it's the date by which you know that you can save that amount of money. Then you will determine how it is that you're going to quit or go on long service leave or whatever it is that you do in order to then transition out, and then how you're going to celebrate. This goes on your fridge, which tells you the exact date that you're going to be quitting, along with this, which is what you'll accept and the parameters that you have set up. So as I said, I have created something that is super practical that you download and physically print. It's all been designed to download and physically print and actually fill it out. Now, that might seem overwhelming, and I totally get that. So there's a couple of ways you can do this. You can go to the free link below because it already has this template in there for you to just download and use right now. So if that sounds interesting to you and you're going, you know what, I just want the toolkit, great. You can download it right now, print it, use it. And number 3, I'm also offering a group that starts for free on August 15th, which is cheap, but we're going to start on August 15th. And I will be walking you through how to do this to start with on August 15th. And together, we will create a plan together in the group, step by step, working through the toolkit to get you to your goal. That starts for free on August 15th. If you're interested, go to the link below. So there's 3 different ways that you can practically start now. If you are sitting there going, oh, but I want to quit, I've had enough, I don't know what to do, you do now. You do now. You have a practical toolkit. And the reason why I say this is because as a high school principal, I worked my butt off, and I mean butt off. I worked and worked and worked 55, 60-hour weeks, and I have been in the industry for 31 years. I might look young, I am not. I am 54. And I kept getting downloads about how to cope. I wrote them all. I used every single one of them. And yes, they do work in order for you to cope. But I never sort of understood how they all came together until now. I have realized that the systems that I was developing all along were actually dovetailing and funneling into transformation systems, one of which is the I Want to Quit toolkit. I feel like I downloaded those from somewhere in order to help you. That is the truth. And so please use it. The downloads are here in order to help you. I'm transforming a whole bunch of areas of my life, 8 areas to be precise, and one of them is more fulfillment in my job and working less, because goodness gracious, I work too much. Do you? I bet you do. If your circumstances are such that you cannot see a way out, this is the toolkit to design a way out. It's actually designed in a way that you print it, you fill it out, you actually fill in sections and you put those on your fridge, because once they're on their fridge, you've actually got savings, goals, feelings that you will accept goals, hours of the week that you will accept working, to build your parameters with a key target date that you have strategically planned. I'd love to see you there, and if it interests you, go to the toolkit. You can get it right now. There's nothing stopping you. But if you want to have a group that is really cheap, if you want to have a group to help go through this with you over time, then that is also in the link below. I would love to see you there and help you so that we can use these downloads and help each other.